Boom, and we're live. What's up, champ? How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm great, man. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've been a fan forever.
Oh, good.
I've seen every single fight you've ever had, so for me, it's an honor to have you in here, man, as a giant boxing fan. All the way back to Dwight Cowie, saw you fight in the Olympics, saw everything.
Yeah,
everything,
you did.
man.
You did.
Yeah, for real. And I understand you're going to do an exhibition now.
Well, yeah, I'm preparing for one. Me going over to Japan and being able to go over there and see the typhoon, whatever that
Tsunami. Yeah.
And the point of seeing the tsunami, going over there and helping people, and I figured, why not do an exhibition?
Right. So it's like a benefit for the tsunami victims.
Yes.
You look great. You're in great shape still.
Well, thank you.
You never got out of shape.
Well, yeah, art of the game.
Yeah.
It's easy to maintain and rebuild.
Easier to maintain than rebuild, yeah. But now at your age, like, when was the last time you had a fight? It was like 2011? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 2011.
So it's been like 8 years, which is, you were thinking of competing like deep into your 50s, though.
Well, yeah, the thing is that I'm always trying to stay in shape, but I really didn't want to get hit again.
Right.
Like that, but exhibition, I could do an exhibition.
Who is the exhibition against?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking about, I wanted to be ready both, because me and him buddies. Now, you can do it with somebody you're friends with, because they know that they're not going to hit you too hard if you don't hit them too hard.
Right. So it'll be more of a sparring sort of a deal.
Yes.
Now, how often are you training now?
Well, I'm always training. I shadow box. I don't hit the bag, but I'm ready to do it now because I'm actually going to be performing. Mm-hmm. So I want to look good, but I don't want to get in a doggy fight.
Right. You don't want to get into a war.
Right.
You just want to have like a little exhibition sparring match, just combinations, not hit each other too hard, that kind of deal.
Well, yeah. We can hit hard to the body,
right?
But not the head.
Right. Now, at this stage of your life, it's been a while since you competed. Are you worried that those competitive juices might get fired up again, and you might want to actually fight again?
No, I don't think I will ever go back in because I did everything I wanted to do.
Right.
I feel that I got as far as I wanted to get, and I'm only 4-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Ever.
But I ain't got no reason to be mad with nobody about anything. I think I had a great career.
You had an unbelievable career. Yeah,
yes.
The only 4-time heavyweight champion of the world ever. I mean, I can remember way back in the day when you were moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, and it was one of the rare times where we were watching, back in those days, if folks who don't know, it was kind of taboo for boxers to lift weights.
Yeah, it was.
And it was Mackie Shilstone that got you ready for that, right?
No, it's Tim Hallmark. Yeah, Tim Hallmark. And
Mackie Shilstone got Spinks ready.
Yeah, Spinks ready,
Right.
And I came after that, and the point of coming out to Mackie Shilstone, everybody thought about the weight, but Tim Hallmark was talking about flexibility, all the things you had to do when you lift weights.
Right. Yeah, because everybody used to think before that if you lifted weights, it made you stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tim was able to. He did everything with me to show me that that's just a myth.
Right.
Conditioning is about the heart rate and all this, and then when you lift weight, you just got to do more.
Right. It seemed like back then the problem was when people would lift weights, they would get sore, and then they would go to the gym and they wouldn't perform as well, and so everybody would say, oh, weights are making you stiff. They didn't allow themselves to get through a full program with a real strength and conditioning guy like Tim Hallmark or Mackie Shilstone. They were the first guys really to bulk guys up. Right?
Well, it's all about confidence and someone taking it to another level, And I think that at that time, people just kind of, in this level, this is all we know, and this is only far we can go because you have to work harder.
Yeah.
If you lift weight, you're gonna have to work harder. You're gonna have to bring, with me, I was able to bring a ballet teacher in there. I had ballet too.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's the reason why I was able to still be flexible and being able to be quick and all that. And, I did all that. But I ain't let nobody know I was doing ballet,
I'd like to see some video of you doing ballet. Is there any out there?
No, we did not. No.
Did you wear a tutu?
No. I got stressed a lot, man. You're talking about it's Miss Kennedy. That's her name. And so I kept her to the day, and so she ended up breaking her hip. And because she was like 70 years old when she was stretching me and had me doing all the splits and all this, but it worked.
Yeah. Well, you were one of the first supremely conditioned heavyweight boxers. When you'd see you were sculpted, and you would be able to put that output out for the entire 12 rounds. I mean, you had those incredible fights at Riddick Bowe. I know you guys are friends now, but god damn, did you guys have some wars?
Yeah, we had battles, man. And I think the big thing, because he kind of bully. He a big guy, and he used to always look at me and say, a good big guy beat a good little guy anytime. And every time we go in and practice, I bust him up. But I was 4 years older than him, but he was bigger, but I was always getting him.
Yeah. Well, you guys had some crazy fights, but the craziest one was probably the one where the guy landed in the middle of the ring, the guy with the parachute. What was that guy's? What did he call himself?
The fan man.
That's right. He had a fan that was powering his parachute, and he literally landed in the ring. That was in an outdoor arena in Vegas. Is that what it was?
Well, it sure was, and it held the fight up about 30 minutes.
That was crazy.
Yeah, because at that time I had him hurt.
Yes.
And like that, and it saved him.
Yeah. Well, you had him hurt, and then everybody got cold. I mean, you cooled off. I mean, it almost seems like they should have canceled the fight.
Well, it was half of the fight. Then if they cancel the fight, then we'll have to pay us again.
There's a picture up there. Look at that. What was going through your mind when you saw that guy land on the ropes like that?
Well, it shocked me, and then because when they did, the light started like this, and Curtis Mayfield had just got paralyzed. Same thing with the thing fell down.
Oh, lights fell on him.
Yeah.
Curtis Mayfield, he got paralyzed that way?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you thought maybe the lights were about to fall.
Well, yeah, and I was trying to make sure that I could make that quick step, get in or get out.
Right.
Yeah.
So this guy, once you finally realized that it was a guy on a parachute with a fan behind him, how mad were you?
Well, I can keep my mind on him. I got to keep my mind on Riddick Bowe. That's enough. Everybody asks me that, and I'm like, my mind, you have to have a one-track mind if you're going to be real good. When you're going to be the best, you have to have that one-track mind.
Yeah, it's not something you can pay attention to. But was it hard to get your mind back into it after the settle, and they had to clear the guy out and arrest him and clean the ring out and everything?
No, I stayed focused. And my whole thing is that I felt that I won the first half.
Right.
I got this next half.
Why did it take a half hour to get that guy out of there?
Riddick Bowe's wife was there. She was pregnant, and she had to leave.
Oh, Jesus.
And all this. So many things happened because the guy happened to come over Farrakhan, and so all these people, they don't beat the poor man in the head, don't knock him out. Like this, I mean, he got a really good beating for coming in.
I hope he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Is he still in jail?
No. He passed now.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well. I guess that's his legacy.
Well,
He fucked up your fight. That's his legacy.
Wait, you're right, but I won.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I mean, look, man, you had some incredible fights, but to me, one of my fondest memories is, you know who Kevin James is from the King of Queens? You know that TV show? Mm-hmm. Me and Kevin James were at my house in Encino the night you fought Tyson, the first fight, when you dropped Tyson. I'll never forget it, because back then, I mean, we knew that Buster Douglas had beaten Tyson, but we kind of almost thought it was like a fluke. But when you were battering Tyson and then you put him down and stopped him, I'll never forget Kevin James jumping off the couch, just jumping. Oh, my God! We're throwing our arms up in the air. I mean, that was for sure one of the greatest heavyweight championship victories in the history of the sport. It was just an incredible fight because in a lot of people's eyes, Tyson was like a bad guy. He was like people thought of him as like a thug, and you were thought of as this like really good guy. And many people didn't think that you were going to be able to beat him. So when you didn't just beat him, but you took it to him, like early on in the fight, you could tell that you had decided you were going to push him around. And, once you had stopped him, I mean, that was pandemonium. In my house, everybody was going crazy. They couldn't believe it.
Well, I know because everybody, I had, I'm like, I'm a Christian. But the point of the matter, I work hard, I train hard, and my mama said, "Ain't too many things that you do well." So, son, which one is sports you gonna do? Because I was a good athlete. But football and boxing was my two best ones. But I played basketball, I did baseball, I did everything. My mama said, "Ain't enough time in a day to be the best
at everything."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you got to pick one. So when I played football in 10th grade, and they put me on the bench, and I started crying, and my mama said, "You can't quit till the season is over." So I had to play on that. I play on that game. They finally let me play in the championship game. And they seen how good I was, and they asked me, "Was I coming back next year?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Why?" I said, "My mama said I ain't got to." Like this, my mama told me, "You got to bet on yourself or you going to bet on the coach."
Right.
So in boxing, you betting on yourself.
Right.
And team sport, you betting on the coach.
You bet on the coach, you bet on the other players, and you bet on the coach letting you play.
Right.
Right. Whereas in boxing, they have to let you fight.
That's right.
Yeah.
You may be asking somebody to tag in for you.
Now, when did you think that boxing was going to be your career? Was it right after that? It's like around 10th grade?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
After 10th grade, I realized that, it came down to one sport that I really do real well. And so that's when I just put everything in it.
Well, you were a part of that incredible Olympic team, too. I mean, so many great fighters came out of that Olympic team, right?
Yeah.
Mark Breland, Pernell Whitaker, Mildred Taylor.
I can tell you all of them. Paul Gonzalez, 106. Steve McCurry, 112.
Yep.
19, Robert Shannon. 125, Mildred Taylor. 132, Pernell Whitaker. 139, Jerry. And 147 with Mark Breland. 156, Frank Tate. 165, Virgil Hill. 78,
That's right, Virgil Hill.
And then Henry Tillman and
Tyrell Biggs.
Tyrell Biggs.
What a team.
Yeah.
Crazy team.
9 gold medals, 1 silver, 1 bronze.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you, besides Michael Spinks, you were one of the rare guys to move up and be successful as a heavyweight. Did you just decide, like after you'd beat Dwight Muhammad Qawi, who was a cruiserweight champion, and you'd beat some real good names at that weight class, you just decided that heavyweight was where the real money was at?
Well, actually, my goal, I wanted to be the heavyweight champion of the world, and the only person I knew if Mike Tyson do it, I could do it. So when Mike Tyson whooped everybody, people tend to make up excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Now Mike Tyson is a small person.
Right.
I'm telling you, he hit hard, but he got short arms.
Right.
And so I seen Mike whipping people that 6'4", 6'5", 6'6",
mm-hmm.
and they outweigh him by 20, 30 pounds. He beat the daylights out of him.
Right.
I figured if Mike could do it, I could do
it. So that gave you inspiration.
That gave me inspiration. My own thing is that I actually, for the cruiserweight division, I kind of went through that. And what's the next goal is to go up. And, and I chose to do it. And a lot of people said, man, you crazy. Well, you have to be a little of that to be in this anyway.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, right?
Yeah.
So when you first did fight Mike Tyson, was that like something you had always knew was going to happen? Or once he got out of jail?
Well, it was like this. My mama used to tell me, she said, now, let me tell you something about a good fighter. You can't wish them away. They ain't never going nowhere. You got to face it. And so, you know what? And, and everybody, in everything that I've done, everybody will always remind me, you didn't beat Mike Tyson, though.
Right.
And I was like, well, you're right. And I said, but it's not like it was my fault.
Right.
And like this, I said, every time I got ready to fall, something happened. I said, but it wasn't my fault. Well, you ain't really the champ till you beat him. It was amazing that he was so popular. I'm talking, especially in my house. I was, when people get mad at me, they tell me, I can't wait till you fight Mike Tyson.
That's
like
crazy.
That. And so the thing is that, he was that person that I watched every one of his fight, and I realized you can't make that many mistakes with Mike.
Right. When you finally did beat him, do you think when you did fight him and did beat him, do you think that raised your celebrity and your notoriety to a different level?
Not really. I think that it let people know that you ain't gotta be considered a bad person to be good in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm saying because when my whole thing, I could box, but everybody thought that because I didn't curse a lot or I don't get in trouble that you ain't mean enough to beat a mean guy. And most so then, I'm a skillful fighter. I took care of my body and I did everything right. In general, I fought a lot of guys who are a lot bigger, but it's an art to the game. It's really an art. It's really an art. It's not just one thing. You hit harder because you got to be able to take something to give some.
Right. Well, you always could take it.
Yeah.
That was a big part of your career when you had an iron chin. I mean, Riddick Bowe was a giant man, and he hit you with some bombs. And those wars that you guys had, you were able to take some incredible punches.
Well, the art with me, I knew that I could take it, but can you take it? And so my whole big thing with Mike is that what Mike had told somebody, say, everybody got a plan till they get hit. And he was right. Because, if you hitting it, if this guy worried about you hitting him and he ain't worried about getting hit, so he ain't got to worry about it.
Right.
But I knew if you hit me, I was going to hit you back.
And so that was part of the plan, was to let him know that early.
Right.
It seems like that was, when you fought him, particularly in the first round, you pressed him. And that was a rare moment to see someone like really pushing Mike back and getting Mike back on his heels.
Well, in the art of the game, if you like Mike get you back, that may be it.
Right.
So you had to attack him. So the whole big thing with me was is things that my mama said. She said, "Let me tell you when you know how good you are. When somebody press you with what you're doing." She said, "Mike love to press other people, but can he handle the press?" My mama said, "Do it back to him. Do it back. If you want to see somebody stop doing something to you, do it to them. All of a sudden they'll stop. People really don't like what you do to somebody, and somebody do it again, you get ticked."
Right.
Like that. So the thing was we practice just putting pressure. Make him feel the same way that he make other people feel.
So that was the game plan going into that fight.
Yeah.
Was there anything surprising about that fight?
Not to me, because I didn't want no surprise. Because of the surprise, you may get knocked out.
Right.
Like this. So the thing is to stay on him and let him think about all those things.
Now, once you stopped him in the first fight, the second fight is the fight that's probably the most famous fight because he bit a chunk of your ear off. And I saw it when you were coming in here. Show everybody that.
Well,
did you ever think about getting that fixed?
Well, no, that's my identification. Now, if I ain't got my ID, I can show my ear.
That is, right? If you want to get into somewhere. Do you know who I am? Look at my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That was one of the craziest moments when Mills Lane looked at you and you were jumping up in the air and looked at Tyson and realized, holy shit, he bit a chunk out of your fucking ear.
Right.
Like, what? What were you thinking at that time?
Biting him back. I'm serious. I was getting ready to bite the daylights out of him. And I was going to bite him in the face. I was going to wait for the ear. I was going to get the fat stuff. Because, when you're from the ghetto, they say, if you do something, you got to do it worse than what they did.
Right.
And so, and I told Mike in a talk show, I said, no, I was pretending like I was hurting real bad. But I was going to trip you up and bite you right in your face. Everybody know what I was going to do. I said, but, this prophet told us before the fight, he told me, he said, look, he going to do something in your face area, but you got to stay focused, because if you don't stay focused, God, that's the only way he going to get you.
Right.
So by him biting me on my ear, and I knew I was getting ready to bite him back, but my corner person started telling me, keep my mind on the Lord. And because the prophet told me, say, only way he can get you to get your mind, he gonna do something to you.
Right.
And I thought he gonna hit me with elbow, hip, but anything like that. But I never ever thought in my life he would bite me on the ear.
And bite a chunky ear off.
And it hurt so bad. And people tell me, how bad did it hurt? I said, did you see how high I jumped? I said,
no, it was crazy. You just leaped up in the air.
Yeah. It hurt so bad. And I said, then that guy, my corner guy, Tim Hallmark, kept telling me, keep my mind on the Lord. And I ain't want to hear that.
Right.
Even though he was saying that, and I was just trying to remember that, get him. I want to bite him. I really wanted to bite him back. And all of a sudden, it hit my mind that they always catch the second person.
Right.
I'm telling you, anything in life, and I'm the one that people always did something to them, they will always catch me. And I was the only one to get caught all the time, because they always catch me trying to get back. So revenge is the Lord. So you don't go get back because you're going to get caught.
Yeah, I was amazed that they didn't stop the fight immediately.
Well, they came back and checked, and he asked me, you all right? And I said, yeah, because I at least wanted to hit him.
Right.
I really wanted to hit him. I was really upset.
Well, he tried to bite you twice, right?
Well, yeah, he bit me twice.
He bit you twice.
He bit me when we went back in, and he thought I was going to be scared. Then he seen I caught him with these 2 shots. Then he bit me again. Man, and I jumped back, and I was just getting ready to kick him in the balls. and the bell rung, and I went back to the corner, boy, and I was so doggone mad. I was really going to get him. And they stopped the fight.
Yeah.
And then I got mad because they stopped the fight.
Because you were going to get him.
I wanted to get him back.
Well, it seemed like he thought that you were going to get him, and he was trying to find a way out.
Well, yeah.
That's the only thing that made sense.
Well, yeah. But the thing is, the only thing that I guess with me and what I stand on is that I was able to forgive him. And that has been the turnaround in my life to tend to make people always wonder about the ear bite. And I said, but I forgave him. And everybody said, so what's special about that? And I said, but everywhere I go around the world, with the Muslims, whatever, and people say, wow, this guy can forgive. How can you forgive when you already beaten the guy?
Yeah.
I said, but it's what life have to be if you're going to survive with even your brothers and sisters. Because if you don't forgive nobody, you're going to be a mad person. You're going to find yourself locked up.
Right. And it's going to haunt you.
Yes.
Whereas if you forgave him, it took a weight off your shoulders?
Yeah. Mike and I, we do a lot of things together because the forgiveness part.
It's cool to see you two together now. I mean, when I have seen things that you've done together, I'm like, wow. It's crazy. Like after he bit you, those crazy fights, and to see you together laughing and joking around together, it's pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, when you tell people, when you don't choose your parents, you don't choose your neighborhood, you ain't choose your skin color, you ain't choose to be tall or short, but this is your stature, and two people who came from the ghetto who boxed, and boxing was the only thing I did real well. Okay, in football, but the thing is that after all that, look at how much money we made doing something that by doing it properly, we make money.
Yeah.
We make money, and we can both, raise our family in the way that we want to raise them.
How long did it take after the fight before you forgave him?
I think after about time I got into the locker room and everybody started complaining, man, I can't believe he did this. I said, look, did he bite you? They said, no. Oh, okay. I said, he bit me, right? And I said, now, I'm going to forgive him. And you know what? Y'all got to forgive him too.
Wow.
They said, what you mean forgiving? I said, he ain't bite you. I said, he bit me. I said, look, I'm going to forgive him.
Wow. So you forgave him in the locker room after the fight?
Yes. Because the thing is, I was really mad coming down, and people throwing water, and people mad, and they upset because they didn't get a chance to see what they really wanted to see.
Right.
Like this. And so they were mad and they were upset. And I asked, I figured, who in control? God. So I said, Lord, what is this thing all about? He said, forgive. And I said, well, who in the world want to forgive me? But this is what it is. We're the two very important people that everybody come to see, and they need to know that forgiveness is a big part of life. And so I was able to do that. So in the point of being able to do that, I realized that it made my life better all over the world. You got a Kleenex?
Kleenex? Yeah, sure. That's a very powerful thing, man. It really is. That's a very powerful decision, and it's a very powerful statement. For you to forgive him after that. I mean, that really. That probably did a lot of good for a lot of people to realize, man, if Evander Holyfield can forgive Mike Tyson after he bit a chunk of his ear off, I mean, that's a strong statement of character right there.
Well, the thing is, I didn't. Now, a little earlier than that, then they may not would have got that. Right. They would have got something else.
If you bit his face.
But it's amazing what time would do for you.
Right.
At one point in time, I'm telling something would have happened.
Right.
But because they gave me a little time to think about it and gave me, and I was like, and with me, when things don't go right, I go back to the prayer and say, Lord, what is this all about?
Right.
And he said, forgiveness. And, and I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't from forgiveness. Right. I'm saying everybody don't fell short somewhere.
Right.
And like that. So, the whole big thing is, and I talked to, a week after that, I talked to Mike. We was at the All-Star basketball game in New York, and I looked up, and everybody was streaming. And I wonder what they were streaming about, telling me to watch out. I'm like, watch out for who? I looked up at Mike, and he had this big bear coat, and he like this. And so everybody was telling me, and it warned me that Mike there.
He had a big bearskin coat?
He had a
big fur coat?
Yeah, big fur coat and stuff like that. And he wouldn't do nothing but shake hands. And,
wow.
And
a week after,
what I'm saying? So,
so your ear is probably still sore.
No, I wasn't even. Really? The thing is, with my ear is almost like a testimony.
Right.
And, it's almost like you win a trophy yourself that a person looking and said, man, he forgave the guy. So I see that more people, when they see me, they look at my ear, then after they see me here, then they'll smile. Like, not in anger, they smile and say, well, he forgave that guy.
Wow.
Yeah,
so when you saw Mike, did you guys talk?
Yeah.
A week after the fight?
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
Matter of fact, his his room was next door to mine, and I didn't know. we came out. We come out at the same time. He looked. He asked me, "Is it all good?" I said, "Yeah." So we get on the elevator together.
Whoa!
And we come down with the door open. Everybody was shocked. So they were shocked, wondering why we wasn't fighting.
Right.
And
it was just you two in the elevator, or other people as well?
Yeah, that's
just
it.
you two in the elevator.
Yeah. So,
wow.
And so at the shocking part, they said, man, we thought they would be fighting. And I told the guy, I said, you know how much money I got paid in that fight? How much money can you think we gonna fight for free?
Was there ever talk about a third fight?
Well, I had people mention it. They mention it.
Right.
But the thing is that they want to give a lot of money, and they were asking me to try to. And my own thing is that I kind of feel like it's kind of bully for you to ask somebody to fight you again when you know you're gonna win again. Right. So the whole big thing is, I didn't think that if Mike wanted to do it, I would have done it, but I wasn't gonna go ask. I think you've been a bully when you know you're better than somebody and you want to play them in something that you know you're gonna beat them. Right. It's a challenge. If somebody challenge you, like that, I can come back and beat you. But just you feel that you better, and so I think it'd be wrong for me to ask it. Right.
No, that's amazing. I mean, but that just shows what kind of a person you are. Like that shows what kind of character you have, and that sort of defines your career. That you are the guy that did always seek the big challenges.
Yeah, winning is, the nickname Real Deal. I was like, and people ask me, how you get that name Real Deal? I said, I thank God for anything that's great. It come from God at all given time. I had a mom who had a 6th grade education, but she raised me. She raised the 4-time heavyweight champion of the world. She stayed on me all the time. And my brothers and sisters said, Mama, you're going to make a sister to him. You don't let him go out. You don't let him do nothing. My mama said, he going to be all right. You just wait and see. And when I think about it, she never did give in to what nobody said about me. And I became who I am. And I'm just so thankful that, and the Bible said, all good things come from God. Anything that is good for you, it came from God.
It sounds like you rely on your mom, or you relied on your mom a lot for wisdom.
Well, that's all I had. That's all I had, because my brothers and sisters and stuff, all of them, I don't think all of them like me a lot. They may like me a little bit. But my mama, I know my mama loved me. They like me a little bit.
Yeah, but it's amazing to hear that your mother was right at every stop. Right. All of her advice, all paid out. I mean, she knew there was something special about you.
Well, my mama knew something special about everybody, but you had to do the work. Right. And the art of me is just my mama had a heart attack. And so my mom was at home with me to make sure that I made it. But with everybody else, my mom worked 10 to 10 with them. Right. So I was the youngest one. So she had a heart attack when I was about 6 or 7 years old. So I got caught in everything. So I got more whooping than everybody. So out of all that whooping, the good person showed up.
Yeah, you got more advice than everybody too.
Yes, I sure did.
Have you ever thought about doing Mike's show? Mike has a podcast now.
I did it.
Did you get high with him?
No, I don't have to get high to do it now.
Right.
But I did it last month.
Oh, okay. Sure did. Is it out already? Yeah. I haven't seen it. I got to check that episode out. That's incredible. What was it like to sit with him at the ranch and hang out with him?
Well, it was okay. And
yeah?
The thing is, I'm going to answer the questions, and he kind of egged me and told me, look, man, I know you're going to do a little bit more than that. I said, if I did, I forgot it, Mike. I forgot it. You let your past be your past. You got to continue to move forward.
He's a different person now.
Well, he does. I think he is.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah.
He's a very interesting guy. He's a very smart man.
Well,
you know?
he is a lot smarter than what people give him credit for.
A lot.
Now, that's what they don't know about
Yeah.
him. I know that.
Yeah, no, he's very introspective, very smart, and very humble. You know, the way he looks at life now, like, and he doesn't even think about his old days. Like, he doesn't like that guy. He doesn't like who he used to be. It's very interesting when you talk to him.
Well, yeah, your past is your past. That's where you have to leave it alone.
Yeah, and he smokes $40,000 worth of weed a month.
Well, I guess you have the money. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, you're involved in CBD now, right? This is
yes,
what
I am.
Resident Sports is?
Yes.
How amazing is CBD? It's incredible, right?
Well, it's amazing how good it is for your health.
Yes.
And so many people have, your kids. Your kids don't even ask to have the problem, and some of them come up with these problems. If you then have this CBD, then your kids wouldn't function as properly as they function. It's just amazing. It got so much. This stuff got so much benefit. Even though if you take advantage of anything, too much anything is not good for you.
Right, but I mean, I don't think there's any way you can overdose on CBD, right? It's all just healthy for you. It's just oils.
Well, I know it's oil and it's different things.
How much of it do you take a day?
For me?
Yeah.
I rub it on my legs and stuff like that, and I just now found that they got some arm drops that are really good for you. Now, I didn't know that.
Oh, the oral drops? Yeah.
Yeah, so that you put on your tongue.
Yeah,
and
I love
that.
those, yeah.
Like that, see, I didn't know that. Now that I know that, I'm going to start taking me some drops.
Yeah, I do both. I take the drops and I rub it on my muscles as well.
And they say it's good for your memory and all this and stuff like that. Now, I didn't know that. Now, I'm going to probably remember a lot of stuff.
Well, you got through a crazy boxing career remarkably well. I mean, your health is there. You look great. And do you have any injuries or anything that still carries with you after all these years?
See, that's the thing. I juiced a lot. The vegetable juice and all that. I did that. I ate very clean with stuff like that. And
did you have nutritionists that prepared your meals? Yeah.
I had some people talked about nutrition, but I kind of ate the way that I want but I knew, but I was very disciplined in what food to eat and what not to eat.
When you were eating, did you meal plan or did you just eat whatever you wanted to? Like, what was a typical meal for Evander Holyfield when Evander Holyfield, when you were in like your peak condition and you're training for a fight? Like, what would be like a typical meal during camp?
Well, I juice. Like I ain't like nothing green. So I have to juice that.
It, right.
I juice the green
spinach,
stuff.
kale, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do that. I do that. That's the first thing I put in there. Then I get a chance to eat what I want to eat. And so I like steaks, and I like chicken a lot. But the thing is that I like pineapples. I like apples. I like all this fruit stuff that you cut up, the berries and all that. These are the things that actually kind of, because people saying, do you have any tingle in your hand, your feet, or anything? I said, well, I don't have anything. I said, do I supposed to? I said, well, other people do. I said, but what did they do? What did they eat? And all that.
Right.
Now, I really ate real clean, real good.
Well, tingling usually is associated with nerve damage, right? A lot of times people have back issues and neck issues from years of fighting. I think even Mike had some neck surgery because of issues that he was having with his neck. But Mike did a lot of he did a lot of bridges. Remember on his neck, he did a lot of like bridges, like wrestling type bridges where he's balancing on his neck and rolling around back and forth. That's not necessarily supposed to be the best thing for your neck either.
No, I did that too.
Did you do that?
But I see somebody doing something and they good. I'm gonna try it out.
So did you try it out after you saw him do it?
Well, no. But I've been doing it probably before. I started doing that as a kid in football practice.
Oh, okay.
We roll on the neck and all this and stuff like that. You kind of felt that, you were strong as you can hold your head up and
Sure.
like that. And I did that a lot.
How much? Like, how many days did you work? Like, you got your typical boxing workout was sparring, hitting the mitts, and then road work. But you would also do strength and conditioning,
Yes,
and like some serious physical exercise. Like, how did you break up like training camp? Like, how many days a week did you spend doing weightlifting type stuff, and how many days were you doing the other things?
well, with the boxing part, I do that 5 days a week, and the weight lifting three times a week, but I always have 3 workouts a day.
3?
3 workouts.
Wow.
Because you got to understand, my conditioning coach he was a specialist in conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't gonna do all. He gonna each and every training he gonna do certain things. The most important thing was the boxing. We
Right.
get the boxing part out first. Then what type of run we gonna do? We ain't just run 5 miles. We gonna sprint sometime. He come up with these different methods that you have 3 workouts a day, but you tired. But
Right.
you probably didn't work number 15 minutes, but you're tired. That's a tough 15 minutes.
Right.
And so he had these things that allow me to understand that whenever I get tired, this is when you know how good a shape you're into, what you do when you're tired.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
right.
so it's a thinking program more so than I tired myself out and your knees hurt and your ankle and you can't do nothing the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You get tired out. That 15 minutes when it's over, you got all this energy like that. So everything was about recovering.
Everything about recovery, right? So he was basically shocking your system with a bunch of
Sure.
different kinds
Yeah.
of workouts, and then allowing you to recover. And do you think if CBD was around back then, you would have probably used it a lot, huh?
No, I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure because the whole thing with me is understanding what do it do for me.
Right.
Now, I wasn't the type of person that concerned about you. Now I got to understand what's going to happen, what it going to do for me.
Right.
If it makes you do this, but is it going to make me do this? Just see if it going to make me do it. It's going to make me feel good. It's going to make me be confident, or is I'm going to have to depend on this the rest of my life if I start.
Right.
Like
right,
that.
Right.
So I remember, and when with the Pan American game, and it was right in 1983. So they got the chiropractor to pop everybody's neck and put them in where they can fight good because they want to see everybody win. And I'm the only one who wouldn't do it. And they said, why? I said, because I don't have any money. And they said, well, you don't have to pay any money. I said, yeah, but if this feel good, I'm going to need it every day, and I ain't got no money, so what I'm going to do? I said, my mama told me don't start nothing you can't pay for. So I'm the only one that didn't go to the chiropractor work or nothing because I didn't want nothing that I can't afford to do.
Right.
And so, of course, when I turned pro, coming from pro, I was able to afford it. And now I go to chiropractor all the time now. But why get something new that you can't pay for? Then you're going to make up an excuse to why you didn't do good today because I ain't had nobody crack my neck, I ain't had nobody to do this. Anything that is done, you got to be able to afford to do it.
Was it hard for you to retire?
No, I just want to know that I did the very best. What I didn't want to do, I didn't want to retire then come back. And because I don't, if you do it, I have a time do it right. My mama said, do it right, and when you stop, make sure it's over.
Yeah.
And so and I think after one of my last fight, I met the Klitschko brothers, and I asked them why they didn't want to fight. They said, Evander Stewart told us that you don't need to fight him. Like this and like that. And they chose not to fight because Evander Stewart told them, but I guess the most positive thing about the whole situation, when I was coming back from Russia, I seen a tape of Ali, and Ali, when he lost against Larry Holmes, he was trying to be 4-time, and he said, "Why ain't just be happy for 3?" He said,
Right.
"Why did I have to go 4?" When I seen that, and I said, "Now, why would I have to be 5?"
Right.
I said, "I'm on the top.
Right.
Why not? I'm the best that it ever been. I broke Ali's record. Why don't I just rest and be thankful?" And I chose to. It's because the fact of the matter, records are meant to be broken. Somebody gonna break it eventually.
Right.
As long as boxing continue to go, because you're looking for it to improve, the game to improve.
That's a great attitude that I wish more boxers would have, because it's for fighters, many times the highs of being a champion and winning big championship fights on television under the bright lights, those highs are so high that after they get off and they retire, they just miss it. They miss it so bad. And we've seen everybody, all the greats, from Larry Holmes to Sugar Ray Leonard, all the greats come back, except Hagler.
Yeah.
Hagler never came back. And Andre Ward says he's not going to come back either. But Hagler, to me, was one of the most impressive, because he just, after that Sugar Ray Leonard fight, he went, "We're good. I'm done. That's it."
I'm talking, that it was amazing, because
Amazing.
the fact is, you're accustomed to people.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk when you're a good fighter. You know what?
Right.
Because everybody asked me, say, "Why you ain't never said that?" Because I ain't have to say that. When people look at it, they start talking about how good I am. So I don't have to say nothing.
Well, that was a big part of you, was your humility but confidence. You were always a humble man, but always a very confident man. And as a fighter, that's a very admirable quality. Like, you didn't have a lot of haters or detractors. When you were the champ, people just appreciated who you were as a man.
Yeah, but when all that goes to credit my mom. My mom used to tell me, when she said, "Zip the lip up, zip them up now. You're talking a little too much. Talking a little too much. Zip it up."
Yeah, you were never a guy that bragged. When you see these guys like Floyd Mayweather, that he gets so much attention. Obviously, he's an incredible boxer, maybe one of the best boxers, if not the best of all time. But just always talks crazy amounts of shit. But that has also got him a crazy amount of money and a crazy amount of attention. But you never went that route.
Well, because the fact is, it wasn't about money. Yeah, I'm telling you, the love that you have, and that you can account to, say, anytime somebody asks me something, it's not just me. Yeah, if my mama, I can always account to these people, this boys club, so I tell people, I said, now, I started going to the boys club at the age of 6 years old. I said, I didn't choose my neighborhood that I chose to live in. I said, but everybody in that neighborhood told you ain't gonna be nothing. I'm talking as a kid, you growing up and you been telling you ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing. And so going to that boys club, the boys club started talking about goals. What do you want to be? I'm saying, now after that kid, I can't lie and say, they always ask me, what do you want to be? So all I just know, I want to be great. They say, and what? So if you don't do nothing, you got to find out what you want to be great in. So you let you play basketball, let you play baseball, all these different things every day. You in age group 6, 7, 8 years old, where you go do all these different things, wood shop. They wouldn't let you do what you want to do. You had to, you had a group of people. You had to at different hours, different time. You go to these different things to make sure that you learn to see all the different things that you could be. But if you never was in class and had rules to tell you to do what you want to do, you may not ever become nothing. I became who I am because I went to that boys club, and they wanted me to learn all these different things. You find out you ain't gonna be great in everything, but at least you know when to be quiet, when to talk, when not to, because you're not gonna be the greatest one in all the things that you do.
Do you have any regrets when you look back on your championship career?
Not at all.
Nothing?
Not at all. My whole thing is that, I'm a lot better than what I'd even dreamed of or whatever thought about, and like this. But all these things that I wanted to be, you know what? The ultimate thing I wanted to do, to make my mama proud. I wanted my mama to be proud of me because my mama cried so much about what you should have did, and all, and you know, and I just wanted to be one of the ones that I did what my mama said, and she was proud of me, and all that, and eventually it became that way.
Well, how could she not be proud of you?
Well, you know,
four-time heavyweight champion. I mean, you're Evander Holyfield.
But you know, when I came back from the Olympics, now I kind of had that ego a little bit because I have done something that nobody else done in my family. So I bought my mama a house, but she didn't want the house that I want to give her. Now, I want to put her in a nice neighborhood. She didn't want to be in a nice neighborhood. She said, I want to be by the bus stop. She said, because I don't want to be dependent on when you're going to come pick me up or not. I said, Mama, in good, they don't have bus stop because people, they don't want everybody seeing what they got because people steal. My mama said, but I don't want to depend on you because I don't know when you're going to come over here or not. I need to be on the bus stop.
Wow.
So I was kind of upset because I want to buy my mama this nice house for me to talk about.
Right.
My mom want to get a house that ain't nobody want to talk about. It's a big old house. But my mama didn't care about that. My mama cared about if everybody come home, everybody got a room. Now I want to give her a three bedroom. She want to get an 8-bedroom for nothing. Now her house gonna cost $250 on one. On one is cost $50,000. And so she want to take the $50,000. I'm trying to figure out, I want something I can brag about. I bought my mama.
Right.
But my mama said, you know, son, she said, son, I love more than you. I love them too. These my kids just like, I don't love you no more, I love them.
Right.
And so when my mama told me that, I came to understand that she was thinking about if everybody came home, everybody have a room.
Right.
But you come in that 3-bedroom, and there ain't going to be enough room for everybody.
What was the size of the house that you built? You built some crazy, gigantic...
54,000 square feet.
What?
Yeah.
54,000 square feet.
Yes.
Why did you build a house that big?
Well, the thing is, I thought about all the things that I didn't have, and I thought about what I could afford, and I was thinking about generation. You know, not this. I didn't build a house just for the family. Now, for the grandkids, and I figured, I love my kids, and they were gonna have some kids, and then they gonna have some kids. You will have a place still for everybody.
Oh, so it's practical.
Well, to me, in West Coast, you only do what you can afford to do.
Right, and you could afford to make a 54,000 square foot house. Jesus, how many acres was that thing on?
Well, we had 175 acres.
When that was done, that must have been crazy.
Yeah, it cost a lot more than it probably would have if I would have thought about it, if I knew what I know today.
Right.
And then,
what was different?
The difference is I just got people to do it, and then didn't have no organization and getting professional people who know how to do it. It just the house cost me a lot more than it should have.
It was a famous house because it was so big and so expensive.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it cost you. Then somebody get it a little cheaper than you. You kind of mad.
Oh, when you sold it, you mean?
Yeah.
How much did you wind up selling it for?
$5 million.
And how much did you build it for?
20.
Wow, that's a big hit.
Well, yeah.
Somebody got a deal.
Well, but it's part of life. You learn from your mistakes.
Who's living in it now?
A guy named Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, the rapper?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, and they doing the movie Coming to America there.
Are they really?
Yeah, feminine. Yeah, so I will be a part of it too.
You're in that, right? Coming to America 2, right?
Yep.
When is that starting to film?
coming up in about a week or two.
Is that Eddie Murphy as well?
Yes.
And Arsenio Hall? Is he in
Yep.
that? Oh,
Yeah.
all right, man. That's beautiful. That's going to be crazy to be in your old house.
Yeah. Well, it ain't crazy, but, I get invited over there a lot, and they still call it my house. Holyfield matching.
Well, you designed it, right?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you put a gym in it?
I put everything. It pretty much I copied off Scarface, the movie Scarface. That's the only movie that I've seen that, people come up in a tough situation and they become all that they are.
Right.
And so I thought that in one way or another, I'm not that, but I came up a tough way too.
Right.
And so the thing is that you want your kids to have more than you have and something better.
Well, that's what, every great champion wants that. They want a house that shows, like, this is where the heavyweight champion of the world lives. And when you got 175 acres and 54,000 square feet, and the way that house looked like, that looks like a world championship house.
Well, I had a ring look like a championship belt too.
Really?
And so yeah, like shaped like a championship belt. Yeah.
Is there pictures of that online?
Yeah.
I want to see that. How long did it take to build that?
A year.
Just a year?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fast. For a house that's 54,000 square feet?
Well, but they did.
Wow. Do you still live in Atlanta now?
No, I live in Fort Lauderdale.
What are you doing down there?
Well, it's good for tax and all that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Florida's got great tax rules. Yeah. There it is right now. Whoo! You can see the house from the roof. That is a crazy spread. Look at the size of your pool.
Yep.
You get lost in that pool.
And that's just like a championship belt.
That's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Now, do you still work in boxing? Like, do you train fighters or anything like that? Do you work with anybody?
No, I'm part of the promotion. I'm part of the promotion. My whole thing is that I don't exactly want to coach on one person because I don't want to be that adversaries that if I'm in your corner, they just gonna give it to you, and people tend to think that. Mm-hmm. But because I know how it was when I was getting ready to fight. I was getting ready to fight George Foreman, and Muhammad Ali came in the ring, and he waved his hand. So he come and tell me, he said, "I'm for you." Tell me in my ear. Then he went and told George Foreman the same thing.
Did he really? That's hilarious.
He sure did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Fighting George Foreman must have been a trip too, because you're fighting someone from a different generation. He was a legend from Ali's generation.
Yeah, it was like kind of different to me, and so I didn't really want to fight George. I just wanted to fight Tyson, and so my business manager Shelly Finkel told me, he said, "Evander, it's my job as your business manager to tell you the thing about money." He said, I said, "Well, I want to get to 30. He said, "No, I'm going to get you 50 million. I said, "How?" He said, "If you fight George first, they're going to give you 20. He said, "But if you fight Tyson first and get 30, they ain't going to give you 20 to fight him."
Right.
He said, "They don't think you could beat George." I said, "Man," I said, "George is old." He said, "Yeah, but they believe George going to knock you out. That's the only reason why they're going to give you $20 million. They're not giving you $20 million because they think it's an easy fight."
Well, George, even though he was old, could still knock people out. When he knocked Michael Moore out, that was crazy.
Of course, he knocked him out after he lost against me. He knocked Michael Moore out because I lost against Michael Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it show you that he didn't give up on his dream.
Right.
His dream was to be the champ again.
Yeah.
And he eventually got it.
The oldest ever guy to regain the championship.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because I think I'm supposed to be the oldest because, that big old Russian that was
Valuev.
Valuev. I fought him.
Yes.
And ESPN, they scored it. They had me 11-1. Mm-hmm. And they get a decision to Valuev.
Yeah. No, I saw that fight. That was a bad decision.
I said, and it was just sad. So
you should have won. How old were you at that time?
I was 46.
So you were a year older.
Yeah.
And
so I constantly tell Tyson, I said, I can tell that we had the best era. I said, because you the youngest heavyweight champion in the world, and I'm supposed to be the oldest one. Like this. So I said, what kind of era that is? You had both of the people.
Yeah.
The youngest in the era.
True.
Yeah. I said, because, because at the time, it was amazing. Tyson did this thing at 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yeah, because I had a lot of people, they would talk about it and say, oh, you know what? You were just a great. I said, but I said, Tyson was 20. I said, I ain't no telling what I would have been if I would have been something at 20.
Right.
I said, you talking about a kid.
Right.
I said, I became heavyweight champion of the world at 28 years old. And everybody said, well, you act so different. 28, 20-year-olds, you're going to see some different.
A lot more maturity.
Yeah.
It's a different person. Yeah. Being 20 and winning the heavyweight championship of the world, I don't know who could do that and not go crazy.
Well, because the thing is, he was the most photographed person at that time.
Yeah.
Every time you look up, you see Mike on it.
Yeah.
You see Mike on it. I'm telling you, he did a lot of incredible stuff, too.
He certainly did. What do you think about today's era of boxing, particularly the heavyweight division? I mean, it's real exciting right now.
I think it's coming back.
Yes.
I think coming back, Ruiz don't sneak through the picture. And I like that because here's a guy you look at, you may think he can't fight.
Right.
Fight him.
He can fight.
Yeah.
Ooh, Andy Ruiz can throw some combinations.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, they picked the wrong guy. He said, what you talking about, man? That boy, he don't look like he said. I said, he just looked like that. He can fight. I said, I sparred with him. I said, he the first person I ever sparred that I say, I never want to fight.
Really?
Yeah. I said, he was that good. I'm saying, now at that time I was 46. So he had to be probably 19. And I just said, but that's my first time ever seeing a guy, and I said, I don't want to fight him. I was glad that I retired after 46.
Oh, he has beautiful combinations. And you look at his body and you say, oh, that's a guy that's overweight. But underneath all that fat, there's an incredible athlete.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you just can't go by how I look these days.
Because Anthony Joshua looks like a Greek god.
We sure did.
I mean, he looks like he's carved out of stone.
Oh, yeah, and he knocked him down. The guy got up and knocked him down 3 times.
Crazy. And then you got Deontay Wilder, who's one of the craziest heavyweight knockout artists ever. I mean, that guy has preposterous power.
Well, I'm telling you, and because people ask me about him, I said, well, you know what? I said, the only thing I can say, he from Alabama, too. And I said, I'm from Alabama.
Something in the water?
Got to be something. I said, but it's his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Dion, he go in, and he fight his fight. And when he can see that shot, he throw it in, and everybody said, but he get wild at the end. I said, at least he know the guy hurt, though.
Right.
I said, he don't get wild before the guy get hurt.
Right.
But he know the guy hurt. I said, so he can take chance to throwing looping shots like this because the guy hurt. I said, but at least he's smart enough to know. But I remember the time when he got hurt, he got knocked down, and all that. And one thing that he showed, he had confidence. Because people who don't have confidence, they get hurt. They start trying to run.
Right.
When he got hurt, he came forth, and that's the reason why he was able to survive that round. Then the next round, he knocked the guy out.
Well, Ortiz and him are going to have a rematch.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the guy that it was.
Yeah. And Ortiz is no joke. He's a dangerous fighter.
Man, that's the reason I couldn't figure out why you would give another chance. And I said, which shows
his confidence.
Confidence. It showed confidence because the fact of the matter. Now, ain't nobody, even after that fight, want to fight Ortiz still. And they said, nah.
True.
I'm going to wish him to go away.
Yep. Yeah.
Right, because he's a good fighter, and he's one of the most clever fighters out there.
Yes.
And that's the reason I'm like, okay, you did it one time. Okay, you know, why? Let him knock somebody else out and let him upset somebody before he come back.
And Ortiz is getting old. I mean,
Well,
no one even knows how old he really is because he's from Cuba. You know, there's speculation that he's 50 years old. People don't even know.
Right, yeah, they don't.
But he's an amazing fighter. And so skilled out of that Cuban amateur program. I mean, his boxing is just top notch. And he had Deontay in all sorts of trouble. But you're right. Wilder showed that he could overcome adversity and that his power, that's one of the more impressive things about him. His power doesn't go away. He keeps that power like deep into the 12th round when he knocked out Tyson Fury or knocked down Tyson Fury. In the 12th round, it looked like it was over.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what you talk about confidence. And I told him, I said, look, man, I said, you're the only person I know that tall and lighter than me.
That's true, right?
I'm like, he fight 213. He fight 213.
He was 209 when he fought Tyson Fury. 209 the day of the fight.
That's
crazy.
I said, that's what I'm saying. I said, now that's what you talk confidence and all this.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, but he don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm saying, you know, so
no, he don't care.
See, and that's why I like it. Certain people to me, with me, everybody said, man, they started talking about this stuff. I said, look, I don't care about that. I can fight, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? When he started talking to people, and people get scared of him because he said, look, man, I can fight. I know what I could do.
Yeah.
He know he all he got to do is hit you with that big right hand.
Yes. Like, or the left hand.
I just don't want to say because because I seen him when he hit this boy, he now throw a left hook. I said, oh man, he got a hook now.
Well, that 12th round, it was a right hand and a left hook behind it and snapped Tyson's head back.
Yep.
But I mean, Tyson Fury's incredible too, man. That guy got up after that. 99% of the people on planet Earth would still be out cold after those two punches.
But what I try to get people to see, I said, now the referee then supposed to let him get up. Most fighters would get up, but the referee will dive on you, jump on you, won't let you get up, and say it's over because for you to lay flat like that for 4 or 5 seconds, they ain't supposed to do that.
Right. Most referees would have called it off right there.
Yeah.
Well, thank God he didn't.
Well, you know,
but
I'm not for sure because it messed up the whole thing. He would have been the champ, and so. Now
but aren't you excited that he got up and then Tyson Fury wound up winning the rest of the round?
Well, he did.
He did.
But still, when you do the thing right, your job for to be saving the fighter.
Right. And I see what you're saying. So you think the referee should have probably saved?
The referee's supposed to do what it. My own thing, because I'm saying if it was anybody else, they would have did it.
You know what bothers me? What bothers me is the count was more than 10 seconds.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what bothers me. What bothers me is I think it shouldn't be the referee going 1, 2. It should be a number. Like there should be like a timer.
They do have a timer. They had a timer. This is how you know. They have a guy when the referee ain't thinking he count 2.
Right, but he's counting. But I want a number, like a digital clock that shows you 10 actual seconds. I think they should have something like that. Because to leave it up to the referee, some referees like 1, 2, 3. Other referees like 1, 2, and that's not seconds. That's not seconds. It's too subjective.
Right, because you know what? Because even after that, the referee brush the glove out, look at him, look at his
couple other
eyes,
seconds.
And like this. Now, when you look at it, he had about 30 seconds. He had 30 seconds. And then they said, oh, he recovered. I said, but, you know, they wouldn't have did that to anybody else.
Right.
I said, but how about, now what bothered me, I said, I said, if he go in the other country and fight, and the guy do him like this, they stopping the fight.
Right. A lot of referees would have stopped that fight.
I said they stopped the fight.
Yeah.
I said, how is it when somebody can come in your country and you give them the ups?
Right.
I said, something is wrong with that. I said,
I just think it was because it was such a big fight. Like everybody wanted to see that fight. It was such a huge fight.
Well, you know, I'm saying, even though I'm saying you go in another country, you know, if that fight close anywhere, you're not getting it.
Right.
You're not getting it.
Right.
And you could just like I'll hit that guy. The guy didn't even throw no punches some of the rounds. So like they said, I remember they asked the guy, I said, how could you win a round when you didn't throw a punch in that round?
The only person who's ever done that is Willie Pep, right? Willie Pep won rounds just by being a slick defensive fighter.
Yeah.
But he was so impressive that people gave him the round anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that fight was that was a fight that begged for a rematch, just begged for a rematch, and it bothers me. It's one of the things that bothers me about boxing sometimes is that these fights they don't come to fruition. And then he almost lost in his Tyson with that cut in his last fight. I mean, that was a bad cut.
Yeah.
They could have stopped that fight.
But
you know?
But they stop it. They stop it when they want to stop it.
Yes.
So you got to understand who leading this thing off to a point where that you got to get in the game with me in the boxing. I just wanted it to be right because I know how important it is for anybody who put their life online to be a fighter and want to say, it was fair, I did my all, at least I got my opportunity.
Yeah. Well, listen, Evander, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you coming in here. And like I said, I've been a giant fan your entire career, so it was an honor to meet you and an honor to have you on here, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Evander Holyfield, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Bye, everybody.